Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Talk Kashrus, presented by the Kashrus Awareness Project in conjunction with Torah Anytime. Today we are joined by Rabbi Fishbane, Kashrus Administrator of the Chicago Rabbinical Council and Executive Director of ACO. Thank you, Rabbi Fishbane, for joining us once again to discuss this Kol Kairei that the Gedolei Rabbanim released regarding home-based businesses and the need for food produced for profit, food produced for a business to have some form of supervision. And I'd like to start off this segment with a practical question from the vantage point of that homemaker, that home-based business owner who sees the Kol Kairei, hears it, understands it, but thinks to himself or herself, how is it practical for me, a home-based business owner, running a relatively small operation? I'm making some meat boards, I'm making some herring, some biscottis, whatever item it might be, little cakes. How am I supposed to actually get a kashrus agency to supervise my business, both from a financial standpoint and also from a practical standpoint, having them come into my home?
Right. So, great question, and I do want to start with explaining that this particular subject we're talking about is not just for those that go out and buy product from a home business. You can be going, you may make a decision, I'm not going to go do that. But you go to a Shabbos Kiddush, and there was, they put something together, whether it was a party planner or whoever it is. Inadvertently, many people are indeed eating products that were made at home, or they go to a parlor meeting or whatnot. And therefore, this is a real subject, almost negaya to everybody. So I want to start with that. And I encourage those that want to learn the halachas to go through with the halachas and Kuf Yutes. There are many halachas written about the Chacham Sodom, and there's the Beis Hillel and the Darkei Tshuva and the Chalkas Binyamin, etc., etc. They really, or Chashulchan, they really spend. Rabbi Asher Weiss talks about him in Chasasher, in Chelik Aleph, Lamed Zion. So there's many sugyas that go through and to understand that this is an incredibly important and relevant topic. Having said that, how does one get a Hashgacha today? It is going to be hard with a large Hashgacha, like the CRC, to do that. Many reasons. One is that we try not to come into people's homes unless maybe they have a basement. But for us personally, if you don't have a Board of Health approval, we want to stay away from that. And that's really the policy of the larger agencies. Some of the other agencies, or even local Rabbanim that are knowledgeable about kashrus, are able to do that. They primarily are going to want a separate area. No one wants to have to come into your own kitchen at 2 in the morning because that's when the baby's up, and anyway, let me put up a batch of whatever it is. That's when the rabbi's knocking on your door. That's where the problem is. But if they can go ahead and go into their garage or into their basement and have a separate entrance, you'll almost find in any community someone that's knowledgeable enough in kashrus that would be willing to do that. And really, the charge is not a lot. I know in Chicago, one of the people that do it, I don't know if it's $25 a month or maybe
really?
$50, because it's not about, it's trying to be helpful. And I want to say something I'm very proud of. I know at least in Chicago, one of the Rabbanim said, once the Kol Kairei came out, said that should some of these people, this was their parnasa.
Right.
Should you need money to put together a separate area in the basement or in the garage or whatever it is that will make those that give Hashgacha comfortable, come to us, we'll give you the money.
Wow.
And believe it or not, I've heard other people offer such a thing. I'm not going to go on camera now and give you the names and numbers to everybody that's giving out free cash, but there are very good people in Klal Yisrael.
Yeah.
There are very good Rabbanim in Klal Yisrael, and the people that respect the Gedolei HaPoskim that signed this and are giving eitzes of how to do it. So I want to say it's doable. You're going to have to maybe get out of the 2 a.m. cooking in your kitchen, wrapping the whatever it is. That might have to change a little bit, but there are people that are willing to work with some of these businesses so they can stay in business and have a good hashgacha. Again, they may not get the big hashgachas for various reasons, but certainly a Rav who is a respected Rav that really understands the people, and he really can say a testament that they're Yorias Hashem Yerabim, and he can attest that they know the halachas well, which is the Nakuda today. Mm-hmm. And he himself is knowledgeable and sets up something, whether it's cameras and he visits himself, it's very doable. And it's not one of those kol kores that, it's either yes or no. We've seen lots of those type, and it becomes controversial. Baruch Hashem, there are many, many eitzes, and I encourage those that do have home businesses to explore those options, and don't think there's no option. There really is option. Klal Yisrael is a beautiful nation that we have of goyim lechasan that want to help each other, and people are really stepping up to the plate.
I think it's a very important point you're making, because many home-based businesses may have seen the Kol Koreh, and their heart might have skipped a beat because it's so personal to them, right. And it's their business. And like we discussed previously, the Rabbanim took that into account, and we're very sensitive to that. And that's why the Kol Koreh does say something to the fact that either a kashrus agency or a respected Rav who knows the people and can vouch for them to provide that kashrus supervision. So like you're saying, the home-based businesses should take solace in the fact that there are eitzes, there are ways to do it. And I would venture to say that not only will their food now be under supervision, but they'll be able to sleep better at night.
Right.
Knowing that everything is on the up and up. Rest assured that they have someone, an ally. They have an ally, ensuring that every person who consumes what they produce is being produced on the highest level of kashrus, which is ultimately our goal here.
Right. And I once heard. I think Rabbi Fishbane Miller told me the story once that when the initial tumult came out with milk many years ago, they were poking the cows and making
right.
a tray for this and that, and I don't remember the details of the exact story, but I remember what he said was that some of the Gedolei Poskim at the time, while agreed that there's a serious shiloh of treifus, said though, we're not willing to sign until you have an eitzah for the mother that needs to give milk to her, and that's the koyach of an Adam Gadol. That's the koyach of the Poskim. And like you mentioned, the Poskim that did sign the Kol Koreh spoke to the Hashgachas and spoke to the people that know these things. Are there easy eitzes? And the answer is yes. And we're very happy to help with that, to be a liaison for that. But as you said correctly, may have skipped a beat, but this could be accomplished.
Well, thank you for the chizuk, thank you for the guidance, and Emir Hashem, as a result of this Kol Koreh and efforts of people like you who are helping these home-based businesses get to where they want to be, Emir Hashem will all see a rise in the level of kashrus across the board, and for that we're very grateful. So
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you for the kind words. Thank you.